The bombing of Coventry, known as the Coventry Blitz, was a pivotal event during World War II, taking place on the night of November 14, 1940. This raid was one of the most catastrophic air attacks launched by Nazi Germany's Luftwaffe against Britain, specifically designed to cripple the city's industrial and military infrastructure. Coventry, located in the West Midlands, was a prime target due to its crucial role in the British war effort. The city was home to a number of factories producing aircraft engines, armaments, and vehicles for the military, including key firms like the Daimler Company and the Standard Motor Company. These factories were essential to the British war machine, which is why the Germans planned Operation Moonlight Sonata with such precision and intensity. The raid began just after 7 p.m., with over 500 bombers deployed by the Luftwaffe. The attack was meticulously coordinated, involving waves of planes dropping different types of bombs. The first wave delivered incendiary bombs to ignite large fires throughout the city. This was followed by high-explosive bombs designed to demolish buildings and infrastructure, and finally, delayed action mines were deployed to maximize disruption by exploding after the initial waves had passed. The operation was designed not only to destroy military and industrial targets but also to terrorize the civilian population, making it a clear example of the German tactic of terror bombing. The Luftwaffe dropped a total of 500 tons of high explosives and over 30,000 incendiary bombs during the raid. The impact on the city was devastating. Approximately 75% of Coventry's buildings were damaged or destroyed, including houses, factories, schools, and churches. One of the most significant casualties of the bombing was Coventry Cathedral, a historic building that had stood for centuries. The cathedral was almost completely destroyed by the fires that raged through the city, leaving only the outer shell standing. This loss was a symbolic blow to the people of Coventry, as it represented the heart of the city's cultural and religious life. Fires burned out of control for hours, and with the water mains destroyed by the bombing, the city's firefighters were overwhelmed, unable to effectively combat the blazes. Many industrial facilities were completely ruined, halting production for weeks and impacting the British war effort. The human toll was equally tragic. The bombing resulted in the deaths of 568 civilians, with another 1,000 or more injured, many of them seriously. Thousands of homes were destroyed, leaving tens of thousands of residents homeless in the middle of the war. Emergency services worked tirelessly throughout the night and into the following days, pulling survivors from the rubble and providing care for the wounded. Despite the heavy loss of life and the destruction, the people of Coventry displayed remarkable resilience. Rather than being demoralized, the attack strengthened their resolve to continue supporting the war effort. The raid on Coventry had a profound psychological effect, not only on the city's inhabitants but also across Britain. The scale of destruction led the Germans to coin the term Coventryeren, or to coventrate, meaning to annihilate a target through sustained aerial bombing. The attack became a symbol of Nazi aggression, and the devastation of Coventry was widely publicized as part of British propaganda efforts to galvanize the population's support for the war. Prime Minister Winston Churchill visited the city soon after the raid, praising the courage and fortitude of its people. However, the Coventry Blitz also led to an important shift in British tactics. In response to this and other bombings of civilian areas, the Royal Air Force, RAF, adopted a policy of retaliatory bombing raids on German cities. The strategy of area bombing, which targeted large urban centers rather than specific military objectives, was largely a reaction to the horrors of Coventry and other Blitz attacks. Today, Coventry's legacy is one of endurance and reconciliation. The ruins of Coventry Cathedral have been preserved as a memorial to those who perished in the bombing, while the new Coventry Cathedral, built alongside the ruins in the 1950s and 1960s, stands as a symbol of hope, forgiveness, and peace. The city has since become a global center for promoting peace and reconciliation, hosting the International Center for Reconciliation and symbolizing the potential for healing even in the wake of immense destruction.